Chosen one, what if I told you that your haters are running scared not because they despise you, but because they finally realize they can't stop you? They thought they could keep you small, keep you in a box, keep you doubting yourself. But now, they're scrambling because you've stepped into a level of power they never saw coming. Your presence has grown too strong, your energy too unshakable, and your resolve too unbreakable. Everything they tried to do to control you has backfired, and now, all they can do is watch from the sidelines as you rise. In this video, we're going to uncover the real reason your haters can't handle you anymore. We'll dive into the undeniable signs that they're secretly afraid of you, explore the energy shift that made you unstoppable, and reveal how to keep moving forward while their attempts to tear you down fade into irrelevance. If this resonates with you, like this video and comment 77 below. Don't forget to subscribe, share this message with someone who needs to hear it, and click the super thanks button if you want to support this channel. The truth is, they can no longer stand in your way, and it's time for you to realize that once and for all, why your enemies can't handle you anymore. There's a moment in every journey when you realize you've grown beyond the traps that used to hold you. You've felt it, haven't you? The way certain people's words no longer sting, the way their opinions no longer matter. At one time, their negativity might have consumed you, kept you up at night, doubting yourself, second-guessing your choices. But now it's different. You stand stronger, more certain of who you are. It's as though you've stepped into a new realm of clarity, one where their attempt to undermine you feels small and futile. This isn't just a coincidence or a stroke of luck. It's a result of a deep, spiritual shift within you. You're not imagining it. You've changed. And because you've changed, they can no longer handle you. It wasn't always this way. There were times when their words cut deep, when their actions left you questioning your worth. Perhaps you replayed conversations in your mind, wondering if they were right. Maybe you tried to please them, to prove them wrong, only to end up feeling even more drained and unsure of yourself. It's a heavy burden, isn't it? That weight of trying to be everything to everyone, hoping they'll finally see your value, only to be met with more criticism. This is the emotional toll of dealing with those who thrive on your insecurity. They relied on your self-doubt, on that small voice in your head that whispered, maybe they're right, maybe I'm not enough. And yet, even in those moments, something inside you refused to give up. Then, slowly, something shifted. It wasn't a single moment, but a series of realizations. Like Joseph in the Bible, who went from being sold into slavery to standing as a powerful ruler in Egypt. You started to see your trials differently. Joseph's brothers thought they had silenced him, destroyed his dreams. But what they didn't realize was that their betrayal was the very thing that positioned him for greatness. Your enemies underestimated you in the same way. They assumed their words, their actions, would keep you small. They didn't see that every insult, every rejection, was pushing you closer to your true strength. You began to trust that inner voice, the one that said, I am worthy, I am chosen, I have a purpose. And as you listened to that voice more, the power they once held over you began to fade. Now, you stand in a place where their attempts to control or belittle you have no effect. Their words bounce off you like arrows hitting a shield. You built that shield over time through every challenge you faced. Each time you chose to believe in yourself, to trust your intuition, you added another layer to your armor. It's not that they've stopped trying. It's that their efforts no longer penetrate. You've grown so far beyond their reach that their negativity can't touch you. This shift isn't just internal. People around you can feel it. They sense that you've changed, that you're not the same person who once needed their approval. And that realization terrifies them. They can't control what they don't understand. As you stepped into this new version of yourself, you've also started to notice the changes in how others treat you. Those who once tried to hold you down now keep their distance. They might still talk about you, still try to spread negativity, but it's different. Their words have no power because they no longer have an audience. You've stopped engaging, stopped giving them the reaction they wanted. And without that reaction, their efforts feel empty. It's not just about ignoring them. It's about outgrowing them. You're operating on a higher frequency now, and they can't keep up. It's as though you're moving forward while they're stuck in the same place. trying desperately to hold on to a version of you that no longer exists. This transformation doesn't mean you become immune to challenges or negativity. It means you've changed the way you respond. Instead of shrinking under the weight of their opinions, you rise. Instead of internalizing their criticism, you use it as fuel. Every step forward you take is a reminder that their hold on you is gone. You're no longer seeking their approval because you found your own inner strength. This isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you were never defined by their judgments in the first place. And as you continue to grow, you'll find that their presence fades further and further into background, becoming nothing more than a faint memory. Common power, if you've experienced this shift in your life, you've stepped into your own strength, and now they can't handle it. This isn't just a momentary victory. It's a permanent change. They relied on your doubt, but now you stand in your certainty. They thrived on your insecurities, but now you walk in confidence. Your journey has brought you to a place where their power is no longer relevant. You become untouchable, not because they stopped trying, but because you've outgrown their reach. You are powerful. You are chosen, and no one can take that from you. Signs that your haters are running away. Have you felt the silence lately? The voices that used to criticize you, the ones who were always quick to point out what they thought were your flaws, have grown quieter. People who once went out of their way to undermine you now seem to avoid you altogether. It's almost as if they can't bear to be in your presence. They don't call, they don't stop by, and they certainly don't mention your name anymore. This shift might seem strange at first. You may wonder what changed, why they've gone silent. But if you look closely, you'll see the reason. They've realized that you're no longer the person they can tear down. Their words no longer hold power over you, and that scares them. You become stronger, more self-assured, and your confidence exposes their insecurity. Their silence is an accident. It's a sign that your strength has grown too great for them to handle. This newfound silence can bring a mix of emotions. On one hand, it's a relief. The constant negativity, the judgment, and the put-downs have faded. But on the other hand, it can feel isolating. When people who were once a regular presence in your life disappear, you might find yourself wondering what went wrong. The truth is, nothing went wrong. What's happened is that your growth has created a divide. These individuals were comfortable when you stayed small, when you questioned yourself, when you sought their approval. But now that you've stepped into your power, they don't know how to respond. They retreat, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your newfound strength forces them to confront their own weaknesses. It's not easy for them to stay in the light of someone who has become fearless. In the Bible, we see stories of people who carried so much power that their enemies had no choice but to back away. Take Elijah, for example. When he stood against the prophets of Baal, they couldn't overcome him. He stood firm, unwavering in his faith, and it exposed the futility of their accusations and schemes. In the end, those who opposed him had no choice but to step back. They knew they couldn't win. Your situation is similar. The people who once targeted you have realized that their tactics are ineffective. Their silence is not a sign of victory on their part. It's a sign of surrender. Like Elijah's adversaries, they've discovered that they can't break someone who has found their strength in something greater than fear or doubt. Comment fearless if you've experienced this kind of shift in your life. As the silence grows, you'll start to notice other signs. People who used to criticize you might now avoid eye contact. They may change the subject when your name comes up. It's not because they've forgotten you. It's because your presence makes them uncomfortable. They can't bring themselves to say anything because they know it won't land. Your energy speaks louder than their words ever could. The changes in your demeanor, your confidence, and your clarity have created a barrier they can't penetrate. Just as light dispels darkness, your inner strength pushes away negativity. You become someone they can't handle, and their silence is proof of that. You'll see it in the way they remove themselves from conversations, in the way they find reasons not to be around you. This isn't rejection, it's recognition. Recognition that you are no longer someone they can undermine. This shift doesn't mean you've driven people away intentionally. It simply means you've outgrown the dynamics that used to define those relationships. The loudest critics are often the first to go silent when they realize their words no longer have an impact. Their absence is a reflection of your growth, not your failure. It shows that you've reached a level where their negativity no longer resonates with you. As they step back, you'll find that your own voice becomes clearer. Without their constant interference, you can hear your intuition more strongly. You can move forward without the weight of their opinions dragging you down. This silence, once unsettling, becomes a gift, a sign that you're stepping into a new chapter where only what aligns with your growth remains. Over time, you'll come to understand that this silence is not a loss, but a gain. It's a sign that you've reached a place where you no longer need external validation. Those who once tried to tear you down can no longer access the person you've become. Their retreat is their acknowledgement of your transformation. They may not say it out loud, but their absence speaks volumes. You'll feel in the way you carry yourself, the way you make decisions, the way you walk through life without fear of their judgment. Their silence is a testament to your strength. It's a signal that you've outgrown the negativity and that you're ready to embrace a new level of freedom and confidence. Comment fearless if you've noticed the loudest voices against you have gone silent. It's not because you've changed who you are. It's because you've embraced who you were always meant to be. Your haters aren't running away because you hurt them. They're running away because your strength exposes their weakness. As you continue on this path, their silence will become your confirmation. You'll see that their withdrawal is not something to mourn, but something to celebrate. You become too powerful, too assured, and too aligned for their negativity to reach you. This silence isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of a chapter filled with peace, clarity, and the confidence that comes from knowing you've grown beyond their reach. The energy shift that made you unstoppable. You can feel it, can't you? The way your energy no longer feels scattered or uncertain. Something fundamental has changed within you. The doubts that used to linger, the hesitation that once held you back, have been replaced by a profound sense of clarity. You're not just moving forward, you're moving with purpose. And while you may not fully understand how it happened, you can't deny the transformation. This is more than just personal growth. It's a shift in the very essence of who you are. Others can sense it too, even if they can't put it into words. They may not understand what's different, but they know they can no longer approach you the same way. The power you now carry isn't something you flaunt. It's simply there and it's undeniable. This shift didn't come without struggle. There were times when you questioned everything, your path, your choices, even your worth. You may have felt lost in a fog of uncertainty, wondering if you were making any progress at all. The journey wasn't smooth. It required letting go of old habits, old relationships, and old ways of thinking. It required you to face your fears head-on and confront the parts of yourself that were holding you back. But that's exactly what made the shift so profound. Like a diamond being refined under pressure, you emerged from the process more brilliant and unbreakable. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. This transformation has given you the strength to stand tall, no matter what comes your way. This kind of transformation calls to mind the story of David as he faced Goliath. When David stepped onto that battlefield, it wasn't his physical strength or his weapons that made him victorious. It was his energy, his faith, his confidence, his unwavering belief that he was aligned with a higher purpose. His presence alone sent a clear message. He could not be defeated. That's the kind of shift you've experienced. Your energy now carries that same message. It tells the world that you know who you are and that you're walking in your calling. The people who once tried to undermine you or doubt you now find themselves retreating. They can't handle the level of alignment you've reached, and they know they can't match it. It's not just confidence. It's a spiritual force that's become an unshakable part of you. As this new energy radiates from you, it begins to change the way others interact with you. People who once tried to control or manipulate you now find it impossible. They sense that their old tactics won't work anymore. This isn't because you become more aggressive or confrontational. It's because you become untouchable. Your alignment with a higher calling creates a natural barrier, a shield that deflects negativity and doubt. Those who once sought to pull you down now feel as though they're the ones shrinking in your presence. It's not about overpowering them. It's about standing firm in your truth. This kind of shift changes the dynamics of every relationship, every interaction. You no longer have to defend yourself or prove your worth. Your energy speaks for itself, and that changes everything. Even more powerful is the way this shift affects your own perception of life. Decisions that once felt overwhelming now seem straightforward. Choices that used to fill you with uncertainty now feel clear. Your intuition, once a quiet whisper, has become a guiding force that you trust completely. You no longer need to look outside yourself for answers, because you've learned to listen to the wisdom within. This clarity doesn't just make you feel more confident, it makes you unstoppable. You approach challenges with a sense of peace, knowing that you have everything you need to overcome them. You don't hesitate, because you know that hesitation is what kept you stuck in the past. Now, you move with purpose, and that purpose is what sets you apart. As you continue to walk in this newfound energy, you'll notice that others begin to gravitate toward you. Not everyone, of course. Those who fear your strength will continue to fall away. But the people who are meant to be in your life, the ones who resonate with your purpose, will be drawn to you. They'll recognize something in you that inspires them. They'll see that your confidence isn't arrogance. It's a natural result of knowing who you are and why you're here. This magnetism isn't something you force. It's simply a byproduct of living in alignment with your higher calling. Your energy becomes a beacon, drawing the right people and opportunities into your life without you having to chase them. Comment unstoppable. If you felt that inner shift that has changed the way others see you, you become someone who doesn't just survive life's challenges. You transcend them. This isn't the end of your journey. It's the beginning of a new chapter. As you continue to align with your higher calling, you'll find that the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable now feel like stepping stones. The energy shift you've experienced isn't temporary. It's a permanent transformation that will guide you forward. You become unstoppable, not because of what you've done, but because of who you've become. And that chosen one is a force that no one can ever take away. Why their attacks no longer work on you? Have you noticed how the tactics that once made you doubt yourself no longer have any effect? The same words, the same actions that used to sting now seem almost meaningless. You can feel it, can't you? The strength you've built over time, the sense of self-worth that doesn't waver under their criticism. It wasn't always like this. In the past, a single comment or a subtle dig might have sent you into a spiral of overthinking. But now, those attempts to get under your skin simply fall flat. This isn't because they've stopped trying. It's because you've changed. You've grown stronger, more resilient. You've learned to see through their words and recognize them for what they really are, attempts to control you. But their control is gone now. You've taken it back, and it shows. This transformation didn't happen overnight. There were moments when their words cut deeply, times when their passive-aggressive remarks lingered in your mind long after the conversation ended. You may have replayed their insults, wondering if there was any truth to them. Perhaps you even questioned your own value, thinking, why do they treat me this way? It's a painful place to be, feeling like someone else's opinion defines your worth. But somewhere along the way, you began to see a pattern. Their criticism wasn't a reflection of who you were. It was a projection of their own insecurities. The more you realize this, the less power their words had over you. Each time you chose not to respond, not to engage, you were reclaiming a piece of yourself. Slowly but surely, their attacks started to feel less personal and more like noise you could tune out. Isaiah 54 verse 17 speaks to this very experience. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Those words resonate deeply because they remind you that no matter what they throw at you, it can't harm you if you don't let it. The attacks may keep coming, but they no longer find a target. Instead of piercing your heart, they bounce off the shield you built. It's not just a shield of emotional strength. It's spiritual and mental fortitude as well. You've done the inner work. You've taken the time to understand yourself, to forgive yourself, and to accept yourself. And because of that, their weapons, whether they're insults, gossip, or manipulation, have no power over you anymore. You've risen above, and they know it. This change hasn't just affected you. It's affected them as well. They can see that their usual playbook no longer works. The strategies that once kept you second-guessing yourself now feel tired and ineffective. You no longer react the way you used to, and that confuses them. They may try harder, escalate their efforts, but it only makes their behavior more obvious. You see their patterns clearly now, and you refuse to give them the reaction they're looking for. In a way, their persistence only highlights how far you've come. The more they try, the more it becomes apparent that you've outgrown their games. Their words used to hurt because you valued their opinion. Now, you value your own opinion more, and that shift changes everything. It's not that you've stopped hearing what they say. You still notice their words and their actions, but the difference is that you no longer internalize them. Instead, you see their attempts for what they truly are, reflections of their own pain and insecurity. When they criticize you, it's not about you. It's about their need to feel superior. When they spread rumors, it's not because you've done something wrong. It's because they fear your growth. Understanding this allows you to let go of the anger and frustration that used to come with their attacks. You're able to step back, observe their behavior, and respond, if you choose to respond at all, from a place of strength and clarity. You're not ignoring them. You're choosing not to let them define you. As you continue to grow, you'll find that their attacks feel smaller and smaller. The things that once felt like massive roadblocks now seem like minor speed bumps. You've matured to a point where their opinions can't dictate your actions. You make choices based on your own values, not out of fear of what they might say. This kind of confidence comes from knowing who you are, from standing firm in your identity. The more you align with your true self, the more irrelevant their attempt to tear you down become. It's not that their negativity disappears. It's that you've outgrown it. You've shifted to a higher perspective. And from that place, their attacks simply don't matter. Comment strength. If you've experienced a moment where their attacks lost all power over you, you've reached a level of growth where you no longer need to prove yourself to anyone. Their weapons no longer find a target because you've built a foundation that can't be shaken. And from this place of strength, you can move forward with confidence, knowing that their attempts to hold you back are powerless. You're no longer defined by their opinions. You're defined by the strength, resilience, and wisdom you've gained along the way. How to keep elevating while they disappear. When you reach a point where their negativity no longer touches you, the question shifts. How do you keep going? How do you ensure that this upward trajectory continues? The answer lies in your focus. It's tempting to look back at their actions, to analyze what went wrong and why they acted the way they did. But the key is to let those memories fade into the background. Your focus must remain forward, toward what you're building, what you're becoming. Each step you take is a step into your higher purpose, a step that makes their attempts to hold you back feel smaller and more distant. Their voices may still echo faintly, but they no longer carry weight. The higher you climb, the more those echoes dissolve into silence. This clarity isn't accidental. It's earned through your commitment to personal growth. Their presence in your life, once so consuming, now feels almost invisible. It's not that you've erased them from memory, but rather that their relevance has diminished. You've grown so much that their words and actions no longer occupy space in your mind. Like Moses leading the Israelites, you've set your sights on the promise ahead, on the life you're meant to live. This forward vision allows you to see their past behavior for what it was, a distraction. And distractions can't hold you back unless you give them power. You've taken that power away by staying focused on your journey. It's not about forgetting the past. It's about learning from it without being bound to it. The more you move forward, the smaller their shadow becomes, until it's hardly noticeable at all. In the Bible, Moses faced countless challenges as he led his people toward freedom. He encountered doubt, opposition, and hardship at every turn, but he never turned back to the life he had left behind. Instead, he kept his eyes on the promise. He kept moving forward, no matter how daunting the path ahead seemed. You're walking a similar path. The people who doubted you, who mocked you, who tried to block your way, they're behind you now. Their attempt to stop you may have felt overwhelming at the time, but as you move forward, you see them in a different light. Their actions were never a reflection of your worth. They were a reflection of their own limitations. And once you understand that, you can release their influence completely. Now that their presence in your life has diminished, you can pour your energy into what truly matters. This is a time to focus on growth, to dive deeper into your purpose. Every step you take forward strengthens your foundation. As you continue to elevate, you'll find that your path becomes clearer. The distractions, the negativity, the people who once try to hold you back, all of it fades as you keep your eyes on what's ahead. And what lies ahead is more fulfilling, more meaningful, and more aligned with who you truly are. Your journey isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you can reach heights you once thought impossible. You've already seen how far you've come. Imagine how much further you can go if you continue to move forward with purpose. This isn't to say the road will always be easy. Challenges may still arise, but the difference now is that you approach those challenges with resilience that wasn't there before. The struggles that once seemed insurmountable now feel like opportunities for growth. Each obstacle becomes a stepping stone, each setback a chance to learn and improve. And as you rise, you'll attract new opportunities, new connections, and new sources of inspiration. The space that was once filled with negativity is now open for positivity to flow in. You're creating a life where you're surrounded by people who uplift you, by circumstances that support your growth, and by a sense of purpose that drives you forward every single day. Comment Elevate if you're ready to focus on your growth and leave the past behind. You've already proven to yourself that you can rise above the noise, that you can move beyond the limitations others tried to impose on you. Now it's time to keep going. You're no longer defined by the voices of doubt or the people who sought to hold you back. You've stepped into a new reality where their presence no longer matters. This is your moment to embrace what lies ahead, to trust that each step you take is guided by a higher power, and to continue moving forward with unwavering confidence. As their influence fades, your light only grows brighter. Your journey has just begun and the best is yet to come. Every day, the voices that once held you down become quieter, their power diminishing as you take more steps forward. What they said or did no longer matters. It's simply background noise. You've discovered that your true strength lies not in proving them wrong, but in proving yourself right. The more you focus on your purpose, the more their influence vanishes, leaving only the clarity of your own path. This freedom is not something they can take away. It's something you've earned. You build it piece by piece, choice by choice, and now it's yours to keep. As you keep moving forward, you'll notice how new opportunities align more easily. The distractions from before used to block your view, but now the horizon is clear. The work you've done on yourself is paying off, showing you that the key was never in their approval or their understanding. It was always in your commitment to growth. With each step, you see doors open that were once hidden. The right people enter your life, the right moments unfold, and the sense of alignment becomes unmistakable. You're no longer tethered to the past. Instead, you're anchored in the present, fully capable of creating a future that reflects the person you've become. This shift isn't just a one-time event. It's a continuous process. Each day, you make choices that reinforce your strength, your clarity, and your direction. Each step you take creates more distance from the negativity that once held you back. And with that distance comes perspective. You can see now that their words and actions were never about you. They were about their own fears and insecurities. By walking away from those limiting beliefs, you've shown that your growth is unstoppable. You become a living example of resilience, someone who not only survived but thrived in the face of doubt and opposition. And as their influence fades, your light grows brighter. You're now in a position to lead by example, to show others what's possible when you focus on your own journey rather than on the opinions of others. This is how you create real change, not just in your own life, but in the lives of those who look to you for inspiration. By staying true to your purpose, you become a source of strength and encouragement, helping others to break free from their own doubts and limitations. You show them that it's possible to rise above, to move forward, and to claim a future that's entirely their own. Finally, you understand that your journey is not about looking back, but about moving ahead. The people who once tried to hold you back have faded into the background because they no longer define you. Your focus is now on the people, the opportunities, and the purpose that lies before you. You are no longer reacting to the past. You are creating the future. This is where your true power lies, not in erasing what happened, but in choosing to let it go. By doing so, you create space for new blessings, new growth, and a new sense of freedom. And with that freedom comes an even greater strength, one that will carry you forward into a life that's truly your own. You've come to realize that your energy is best spent building something new, something that reflects who you truly are rather than who they believed you to be. Their opinions and judgments are now just brushstrokes in the background, faint, almost forgotten, as the vibrant colors of your new reality come into view. By releasing the weight of their influence, you've created the space you need to fill your life with joy, meaning, and fulfillment. The beauty of moving forward is that it opens doors you never imagined. The further you go, the clearer the path becomes. You'll find that the people who truly matter, the ones who uplift and support you, are drawn to your authenticity.